Right. Now let's talk about actually managing your time. This is one of my favorite topics. I love talking about managing your time. I love talking about being productive and figuring out these little gaps in your day. This is one of my biggest strengths, is just being organized and figuring out how to get things done when you feel like you can't get anything done. Jumping straight into it, guys. There's 168 hours in a week. 168 hours. What are you doing with your 168 hours? That's the real question. I understand that, yeah, we have 60 minutes in an hour, blah, blah, blah. We have 24 hours in a day. Yeah, but just make it look at macro a little bit and think 168 hours in a week, right? So, okay, let's break this down. Let's just say you're sleeping for 9 hours a day. None of us are sleeping for 9 hours a day. Let's just be real. But let's just say we are. 9 times 7 is what, 63? Am I doing math right? I'm pretty sure it's 63. So 63 hours of your week gone. So you're already down to 105 hours a week, right? Okay, let's say you work 40 hours. Let's say you work 50 hours a week, right? Let's just say 50. Okay, just for those people who are hard workers or whatever. Okay, so we're down to 55 hours, right? Okay, let's say out of the last 55 hours, you take 2 more hours. I guess 2 hours. Let's say you take 2 hours a day to eat, right? So you got breakfast, lunch, dinner. Most people are at work, so they're not really doing breakfast at home. So let's just say, okay, whatever. Let's just do 3 hours a day eating times 7, 21. 55 minus 21 is 34-ish, something like that. Okay, so you got 34 hours left in your week. What are you doing with it? What are you doing? Let's just be honest. What are you doing with the last 34 hours? Most people, here's what they do. Most people spend 2 hours a day. Maybe 2 hours is really pushing it, because most people get home at 6 o'clock. So from 6 to 9, they usually split that time with family and then Netflix. So you really got 3 hours a day at minimum. You got really 3 to 6 hours a day extra where you can carve in some type of self-help development. You can carve in watching a podcast. You can carve in a business opportunity. You can carve in really anything in 6 hours a day. That's a long time. That's almost longer than you're at work, as crazy as that sounds. At work, you're there for 40. Again, most people at work 40 hours, where you have about 5 hours a day to build your business or to do whatever else you want to do. So for me, what I usually do, I have a family. I have 5 kids. I have a wife. And so typically I work 8 to 5, like, most people. I work from home, so that's really cool. I'm blessed to be able to do that. But at 4 o'clock every single day, technically I work 8 to 4. I don't take lunches, so whatever. But I work 8 to 4 every single day. At 4, I am completely off work, and everything after 4 is spent with family and my wife. Until about 9:30ish, we may either kind of we put all the kids to sleep, and then me and my wife will kind of do our own thing, where we'll either watch TV or hang out or watch podcasts or whatever together. And then by 10:30, we're usually asleep. Obviously, we could stay up later if we wanted to, but whatever. And so I can do one or two things. I can either stay up later and get things done business-wise or whatever, or I could wake up earlier. That's the thing. So most people, you got to understand that if you're trying to add things to your life, you can't keep doing things as if it's not being added to your life. So if you want to add a business to your life while doing everything else, you either have to do one or two things. You're going to either have to cut away from what you're already doing, or change what you're doing and limit time in other places, because you're not granted any more time. Everyone still has 24 hours. Everyone still has the 168 hours. So if you wake up at 7 and you know that only gives you so much time, maybe wake up at 6. That gives you an extra hour. Maybe wake up at 5. Maybe wake up at 4. I know that's extreme, but what do you want more? Do you want the success in whatever you're trying to create, or do you want the sleep? You kind of have to weigh your options. And this is usually where most people screw up, and most people go, oh man, that's just so hard to do. Well, yeah, that's why most people never do it. And so for me, here in 2023, I decided that every single day I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m. Yes, I know it sounds nuts. It is. It's freaking crazy, especially on day one. It was wild. 4 a.m., guys. Some days it ends up being like 3:56 or something like that, but 4 a.m. The first day I woke up a little late. First day I woke up at 4:17, I think it was, but I've been trying to stay around that 4 o'clock range, but yesterday I missed it. Yesterday I woke up at 7:45 and I was pissed, super pissed. Not necessarily because I woke up later. It was more so because I missed 4 hours of productivity, whatever. I missed 4 hours of being able to do things that I needed to do yesterday. And it really bit me in the butt because as the day progressed and as things started to go about the day, I knew at 4 o'clock p.m. I need to be done with everything because I have family time. And so I had to cram that 4 hours that I typically would get into, between 7 and 4 o'clock. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. But having that extra buffer time to be able to pray, to be able to journal, to be able to read, to do anything you want to do. And it's 4 hours, guys. You could drive to a different state in 4 hours. You know what I mean? So 4 hours is a really long time. And yeah, again, it might cost you some sleep, but I'd rather the 4 hours.